on a road filled with toll booths and few exits. I watch the setting of each sun, soak up all the beauty that surrounds me, respecting what Mother Nature has done. The birds and the bees and the plants and the trees, every single thing has a meaning. But why is one man's pain another man's laughter, one woman's love another woman's grief? Something's going wrong in the hierarchy.
Awesome. Power Ace Radio.
Okay, so hello. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. And you, how are you doing?
I am very well. Thank you very much for asking.
Yes, and thank you for having me here on your show, on this video chat with you.
No, you're very welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you on. As the episode it's called PAR, which stands for Power Ace Radio. Meet the artist. So we know you're an artist. If I get you to introduce yourself, tell us where you're from and what you do, please.
Well, my name is Robert Owens. I'm a house vocalist, DJ, producer, artist that I've been based here in Europe, in Berlin, probably for the past 6 years. Before that in England. I'm originally from America, brought up between Chicago. I've lived in New York for a bit. I've lived in LA, and I have family around all those different parts. And I probably started the root of my musical career professionally in Chicago. And I've also sung in gospel choirs along my journey. And I can continue on and on about this, but I guess that's the basic root of me.
Wow, so you have a wealth of experience in the music industry.
Yes, I can say I've been around the corners here musically.
Nice, because there's one thing that it blends everything together, that if you're a producer and you're also a DJ, you not only know how to do the thing, but you're in tune with what people like to listen to. So it's always a perfect, perfect skill to put together. So that is really great.
Well, I've always told people that it starts with the people. The main objective and the emphasis of the word entertainer is to entertain, to especially in club environments, people come and pay their money, and it's your duty, to the best of your ability, to make them enjoy themselves, to try to your best to hope that you can bring some satisfaction into their evening.
That is absolutely spot on. Because I DJ myself, and you're constantly watching the crowd, you're constantly evaluating. So there are DJs that have their sets prepared, and okay, this is what I'm going to play. But that's of DJ, you go there and based on what the crowd are feeling, you put the track on and they're not quite feeling it, but you're like, oh, this is a really good track. Or you can see your crowd are not feeling it, drop it out, put the next one on. So
you send words straight out of my mouth. I've often told people the same thing. Yeah, I react to the moment. You go in and you try to fuse. I think one of the greatest feelings about the whole process of DJing is gaining people's trust. Once you gain a feeling or emotion that, okay, they trust me, they're going to allow me to take them on a journey then. And then you can open up and express yourself from almost the scientific viewpoint of introducing things. And like you're saying, if they don't feel something, you by you being fused with them, you can see, oh, they're not feeling this. Okay, I'll bring it out. What about this? And then if it looks like they're into it, okay, yeah, now let's go with that. And
Yes,
then, you know, eventually you create a bond, a friendship, a fellowship between each other.
No, absolutely. That is spot on. Like I feel we're definitely connecting. There is might have to
Thank
do
you.
a separate interview just to talk about DJing and pick your brains on, you know, on the wealth of knowledge that you have. And you know, talking about the knowledge, how long have you been doing music for?
God, at least 30 years or more. I'm turned 60 August 17th, so I've been around for a while doing this. And feel blessed that I'm still here. You know, I've seen a lot within this music industry, going all the way back to Paradise Garage, Zanzibar Warehouse, come up with the legends of doing shows with Lolita Holloway, Jocelyn Brown, Grace Jones. I've even been Sylvester's a PA for an evening, you know, so I've seen a lot, even in the I remember in the old days when we had just maybe one turntable and a light in a basement party. And you had the guys that did the whole stepping thing. They came out to do the gangbangers that did the stepping thing. And a lot of people, they was like, what's stepping? I was like, well, you have to be really, really old school
Yeah,
to remember like what stepping was and what that was about. But you know, that's how they vented some of their energy, you know, as a step off with each other. Who could outstep the other one? Similar to probably like that capoeira or something dance.
Yeah, no, well, as you said, probably not. Not quite in my era. I might have to go and check that out myself. I quite knew a lot about music.
Yeah, that's often I meet a lot of younger people that tell me that their mom or pops told them to come see me or talk to me. And I'm like, yeah, tell mom and pops to come out next time. We should have a beer or something, or a tea or coffee, depending on if you drink or not. Yeah. But yeah, often I
everything
get it,
goes
you
for
know.
me.
But yeah, I got that a lot when I was in South Africa. There was a lot of places I went, and they were selling. Their parents told them to come out and see me. And in England, I get that a lot as well. And I think it's beautiful how you know, everything just um, evolves from generation to generation. You know that even the whole fact that their parents remember me and want their children to see me, you know, because I'm still there and I'm constantly trying to evolve with what's going on. You know, I always remember my roots, and I always give you a fusion of my roots as well as what's going on in present, and with a little sprinkle of what I think is coming for the future.
So that is really great, and I think part of the sort of quality that we're kind of hearing from your music is because you're also well traveled. You know, you're used to what English people like to listen to. You're American, you know. So, when you were in England, just for my sake, where were you based?
I've lived in Kensington. I've lived in Hampstead. I've lived in Maida Vale. I've stayed in Dalston, Stoke Newington. I've been everywhere almost there. So I was based in London for probably over 27 years or so, you know. So I have a strong following and family unit on the English side, you know. And often I go there, you know, probably every 2 or 3 months I'm booked over there to play all up and down, all the way up the coast to even your Cornwalls to Newquay. I've been all over the place there, you know. And a matter of fact, I'm back there at the end of the month. I think it's at Bristol. Maybe I'm playing in Bristol. Then after that, I go to London to play, and then back here in Berlin. Things have been in a sort of lockdown at the moment here in Berlin, but they're lining up. I think it's going to open up maybe the first week of March, and already they've lined up and been hitting me left and right, like, oh, I want you to come play. I was like kind of shocked, but from one angle, I'm not, because everywhere that I go, it's been a family-based unit that's built. It's instantly, we pull each other in and we support each other, and the whole thing is that I love seeing people happy. I love seeing people succeed, and if you bring me into something, I become a team player. I love being a part of a unit, and as well as doing my solo feature things. I'm comfortable in both environments.
That is really great. You already answered one of my questions, so I won't bother asking that. Like, what sort of artist are you? So you like both the collaboration and actually doing your own thing. But I think as getting back to being a DJ, the main thing is that you're watching the viewers, your crowd, you're watching them and making sure you're giving them the best you could possibly like. They're there for you, so you can entertain them, and you do just that. So yeah, no, that is really great, and can't wait for when you come down. Just make sure you let us know. And
okay.
Before we even digress and go too far, if you could tell us where are the places so we don't miss anything ever again now that we found you. If you're ever anywhere, if we, whether you're doing something, a little show somewhere, or a little recording somewhere, or you're just in the garden watching your plants, where can we find all these gems?
I'm on this is Robert Owens on Instagram, and I post a lot of dates there, the things that are happening. Also, you could go down the whole thing and you can see like places I've been and what I'm up to. A lot of it's there, and usually sometimes I even put up clips from live footage from different experiences of places that I've been. In America so far, I'm coming to New York to play, and I'm going to Chicago, and they're talking about adding maybe 3 or 4 other places onto the tour while I'm there. So I'm waiting to find out about the other places. But I think a lot of people keep up with me on either the Facebook or the Instagram. I think is a good platform. This is Robert Owens on Instagram. You can see a lot of what's going on. And then there's YouTube. You can go there and find lots of stuff with me there. Musically, Track Source, Beatport. If you go on to Beatport or Track Source, there's over 1,000 different tracks there that I've done. Wow. So with tracks and mixes to, combine this there. I didn't even realize that until one of the studio engineers that I work with mentioned it to me, and he's like, "Do you know you had all of these tracks?" I was like, "I didn't know that."
Oh, wow.
And he took me on there. But I'm constantly evolving and moving. In a couple of weeks, I have a acapella package coming out with Loop Masters in conjunction with Beatport, and it'll be volume 2 of a acapella package that I did for Loop Masters. This is the second run of it. So exciting to see what people will think of that, and to just see what will be the outcome of some of the young people buying the package and making their own tracks. Because the whole package is about from one angle, it's royalty-free scenario where they can make their own track without using my name and just call it whatever and put it out. But if they use the name, then they have to go to the company and get the permission and all of that. But even with the first package, it was a lot of artists that just got in touch with me. It was like, they won't let me use the name. I was like, you don't have to use the name. Call it whatever you want to call it. That's what it's about. For you to make a track for you, and I'm just put out a bunch of vocal stems for people to have that option to play around with a voice that they might have been familiar with.
That is really
from
good. So
like past records.
So that's just like a gift to your viewers, basically.
Yeah, it's a fountain flowing here, and it's pouring for everybody to come and take a drink from it. There's, too many. Also, one of the angles I did that from, because it was kind of frustrating seeing so many people that are like, oh, this person stole this from me, or this person took that. And everything has come from something. Everyone has learned from something, and so often you find out these people talking about somebody took this from me and that. They took it from somebody else. When you really dig deeper into the history of the part, and musically about what's going on, because often I'll find the original track that they sample from and play the sample track against the original track, and people be like, oh, but I thought that was the original. It's like, no, actually this is the original from that. But the root of it is, why be selfish? It should be anything that you achieve, you should be learning it to give it back to humanity.
Absolutely. That's part of why our tagline says unity through music. Because apart from music itself being something that is a unifier, I think, as you said, it's a ever-flowing fountain. Everybody have their place and can do something. All in the entertainment business, we're all here to, make sure people that are not entertaining are the ones that are watching. Just make sure we support each other and give them the best we can, rather than bickering and so no. Really,
trying to make sure that everybody eats. It's been too selfish, I think, over the centuries, with humanity and stuff. You see the rich just sitting there looking and judging, and it's like, if you got all of that, why not share it?
No, absolutely. And that is what it's about.
If you've been blessed with a source, you should share that source. Because you've been blessed with it.
That's it. No, absolutely. And that's how knowledge actually does spread. They say if you try to wash your hand and you just wash one hand, maybe it might be clean, but it's not going to be clean. But if you have one hand to wash the other hand, hands will be nice and clean. That is my belief in life, really. But yeah, we're getting really philosophical. Let's digress a little bit away from music. I know you're a very busy man, but when you're not doing all of this music stuff, what else do you do? What do you do in your downtime?
Well, lately I've been going to the gym a lot. I'm a member at Soho House here in Soho House, Berlin, and I go to the Soho House gym a lot. And before that, I'm always in shopping centers looking at clothes. I can probably take you to every shopping store here, in which I need to stop that. It's like I'd say that's one of my worst habits. But I don't always buy. Sometimes I just like going in and trying on things. But you think probably every store here, the people know me. I can go in many stores here, and it's like, hey, Robert, which is kind of funny to me. But yes, maybe I'm pretty boring. Movies around that, I cook. I like, and sometimes I'll have friends over, cook for them. So I enjoy cooking. I enjoy shopping, and I enjoy the gym. The gym is almost like a mental release for me, as well as, helping you physically. Mentally, you relieve a lot of stress or anything that you're dealing with going into the gym and exercising, I think.
No, absolutely. No, just the quality of it. So, I suppose somebody who is that busy as well, I'm surprised you managed to fit it all in.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, in between that, almost every week I'm in the studio. It's real. It's almost like a natural instinct for me. I can go in the studio and sometimes instantly lay a vocal. I could have a written down idea and go in the studio and just sit and talk with the engineer that I work with mostly, because I have a set engineer here named Jamie Anderson that I work with mostly. I've worked with other people in directing their studios, but when I'm doing personal projects or projects for clients, and I usually do them with Jamie. And sometimes I could have, usually every time I have a basic written out idea, but then I can go in the studio with him and before we start, we have a conversation and I'll be like, wait a minute, that triggers something else I'm thinking about. And I'm like, hook up the mic. Wow, I got it in my head. And then instantly I could lay from start to finish a vocal that works. And then sometimes it might be a couple bits here and there. I say, no, let's change that little bit or that little bit. But the root basic format of something, I'm instant with it because to me, either something works or it doesn't work. And you shouldn't have to stress yourself out about creating. It should be an enjoyment, about the wonderment and possibilities of fascinated of what could come out of just being inspired to create.
That is that's really great answer. And following up from what you said there, is there any chance you can do a little performance of some sorts? Maybe something you've done before or off the top?
Or instantly here? On a road filled with toll booths and few exits, I watch the setting of each sun, soak up all the beauty that surrounds me, respecting what Mother Nature has done. The birds and the bees and the plants and the trees, every single thing has a meaning. But why is one man's pain another man's laughter? One woman's love, another woman's grief. Something's going wrong in the hierarchy.
Wow. That is really amazing. It's how you switch from all these different tones.
Oh, you caught me off guard.
I'm not wearing one. Oh, no, I that was wow. That I didn't expect that. I must say, done quite a few interviews, and I say I'm usually ready for it, but I was not ready for that. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Well, you caught me off the guard almost, so it's like, but you just give where you can give. And I said it's similar to like the same thing going in on a session, and you just go with the first instinct, and it's like, okay, if you feel like I got a root of something there, it might be like a little piece here and there. It's like, I could change that. I could do something extra there or that. But you always go with your first instinct.
No, that is I definitely felt that. I felt the performance, and it was perfect. Perfection. So and talking about music, let's talk about actually the elephant in the room, as they call it, which is called Be Ready. So that's your latest single, right?
Yeah, Be Ready, yeah.
And what's the inspiration behind it?
Well, I not virtually, but through email met Pepper, and I just got an instinct and feeling of love, a kinship almost feeling from her, and I was inspired to write those words just from emails. And often it's like I've met a lot of people like that through email conversations or on Zoom situations. And I just got a feeling that this is a beautiful person, and I just reacted from the emotion or feeling I got from them. And, I got a beautiful emotion from her. And that was the first thought that I wrote. And I actually wrote two things. I wrote that and I wrote another one, Awake track. But the first one was the Be Ready. She really liked that one. And her wanting to sing on the track was really beautiful too, So I was like all for it, pushing for it, But no, the track is a reaction of the emotion I got from her.
And that's with Pepe Gomez, is it?
Yeah.
That's great, and that's the probably beauty of technology, really. You know that
Yeah,
we
you don't
can
have to be
fuse
there
all this.
instantly, you know, to connect with people.
This is it. You know, back in the days, we'd have to ride the horse or the car, or I don't know what they ride back in. You know, but now everything and I think that's the beauty of it. Yeah, it does create a lot of noise, but the fact that you can actually just fuse in together, that is yeah, it's a blessing really to our generation. So thank technology for that. Super
Yeah.
So, and kind of leads me to my next question, that you create all these different music. What sort of artists do you know, and a DJ, I suppose. What sort of artists do I listen to become like you?
You listen to yourself. You search inside yourself. You know, the thing, it's like all of us are unique in our own right. We can be, get some inspiration from other individuals, but your greatest inspiration will come from you, you know, and you giving back to the world, your uniqueness. You know, once you settle into the whole beauty of your uniqueness, that's when you're going to give yourself fully. And that's when other people will gravitate towards you. And that's the most beautiful thing that you can do, is learn to trust you and understand you and to give you 100% unconditionally.
It's a really deep answer. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I will take that. But what sort of artists do you listen to if you're not, making your own music, or actually I know it
God.
takes a lot of time, but
Well,
who
for like
are
by me DJing, I'm on like about, I don't know how many mailing lists from around the world. My inbox, if I showed it to you, is constantly up to about 500 or 600. Sometimes I just erase it because it's just overwhelming. And I go through definitely at least 300 or 400 tracks per week from different artists around the world, that the record labels are constantly sending me tracks. And for me to just remember names of them, it's impossible. I have folders upon folders that I haven't even got back to just condense it down. And then before performances, I might go through maybe 3 or 4 of the folders and then condense down to the best couple hundred in every folder, and that I know that will work for that particular party that I'm going to do. And the genres are basically between disco to soulful house to kind of pumping, driving house, and then some techno as well. And I'm like a roller coaster. I can go up and down. And then if you put me in a situation where you wanted me to do just a straight disco set, I could do that. But even in my normal set, like I have R&B vocals, but with dance rhythms up under the vocalist. I wouldn't play the normal version that you would hear on the radio or something, you know. So that's the other thing. People would come to listen to me to hear something left of or different, and to catch people with the element of surprise with things. And I play a lot of acapellas, and then I sing in between my set. You know, it's normal for me to drop in and ain't nothing but a house party. Ain't nothing but a house party. Ain't nothing but a house party going on between me and you right about now. Now, no, now, now, now. And then bam, back into a record.
Wow.
I do all kind of little things like this to, like, you know, catch people off. And you know, the root thing is to try to make people feel happy.
That is really great. You know, I really can't wait to see your show when you come down. And
Yeah,
when did you
cool.
say this will be? So we're all ready.
Well, I know the first two are I think it's the 20th in Chicago and the 21st in New York. I think they're working on San Francisco and a couple other places over there, maybe even
How about for
Miami.
us in the UK?
In the UK, I'm in Bristol. I think about the 26th or 27th of this month, and then the 15th of April, I'm at Tobacco Docks. and I'll be doing the main stage, and then I'll be doing a DJ set later in another room.
Oh, super. I'm sure the viewers are just as excited as I am to go and check you out. We'll be on your Instagram, making sure we DM you.
Thank you. And then I just seen
way.
another date coming up over there with Mr. C for the Summer of Love in September 4th. I'll be back to do that. I did it before. I did the first one with him. And so I'm coming back again to do the Summer of Love festival with him. And that's September the 4th. No, I think they moved. They changed. I think it's the 17th of September. But that's when I'd say come to, because you get everybody there. I mean, all the old school to the new school. And you get families where, you know, the whole family come out. You know, I thought that was really great, you know, to see that, you know, all of these different, you know, a lot of people that I grew up with over there.
So that's a secret gem right there for us. So that's perfect. Thank you for that. And you know, as we're rounding off, say we talk forever. Time flies when you're having fun. But what would you like to say as a closing remark to your viewers?
Thank you so much for doing this, and I'm sending all of the UK family big time love. Y'all know me; they know me over there. It's like I can't wait to get over there to see everybody, and sending big time love out to all the American family. Can't wait to get over there to see them, and just the family all around the world. You know, I'm very grateful to still be in this whole system, giving love, you know, to people, and getting love back from people, you know. So I'd say on and up for us all, you know.
That's great. That's really amazing. We're truly blessed to have somebody like you. And
thank you. Great.
Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe, and you know, we'll be there. You will see me.
Great. Grateful.
So until then, take care. It's such a
okay,
pleasure.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
From Cape to Cairo, Madagascar to Morocco, you're traveling on the airwaves of Power Ace Radio. Power Ace Radio.